Good morning. One of the things I've been working on here is this nice little robotic platform which has got Mechanum wheels. It just means that it can drive sideways. I'll show you that in a minute. But the thing I'm more interested in is this little device here, which is a vois, which is, my French is appalling, but that's French for I see. And what this little device here does is it's computing convolutional neural networks, and it's been trained on a whole series of things. Now I'm running what I believe to be pronounced as RQ codes on this, so these type of codes, and it's been pre-trained to be able to recognize those. Now also what I've done on here is on the front, so if you look in there, there's an Arduino Micro or a Leonardo in there. And what that's doing is it's taking the serial output from this camera and using it to control the servo motors themselves. So just a little quick demo. So just turn him around like this so I can hold up these RQ codes. They're a bit like QR codes, but they don't contain quite so much information, but they're quite easy to recognise. And the level of recognition from this device is really quite surprising, as you'll see in a second. So let's turn on the motor driver. Let's turn on camera itself, let it boot up because there's a Linux box inside there which takes a little while to initialize itself. And if I now hold something in front of it, it's not going to work yet. It's not going to work at all. There we go. So you see some quite interesting behaviour there. Took a little bit longer to boot up than I thought. But wherever I hold that RQ code, I've written a very simple piece of code in there to try and keep that central in the camera's viewpoint. So you can see I raise it up, lower it down, raise it up, left and right. It doesn't seem to matter terribly whether it's at an oblique angle. It still recognises it perfectly well. Now, there's some quite exciting things that you can obviously do with this, because it means that wherever this RQ code goes, I can drive the wheels to make the vehicle try and follow it. And that's the next stage. And I'm just putting this up here as a demonstration of just how good those cameras are, and the types of applications that they might have for industrial processes. It's lost the lock there, but there it comes back again. And obviously I can put into the software that it's going to hunt if it loses a lock or whatever. So there's one RQ code. Let's put another one up. You'll notice that nothing happens now. Look, it's not tracking anything at all. If I put the RQ code up, it's straight away found it, but if I obscure it, you'll notice it does nothing at all. So it's clearly following that. It's not anyone else using the remote control to drive that camera. That's for real. So a nice application there, and endless possibilities. So what I want to do next is, when the camera is looking at the target slightly to the right or slightly to the left, it will adjust the wheel positions so that it's able to track or keep the camera pointing towards the centre. So just a little demo. I'll see if I can get the cameraman to just hold that RQ code for me as well. Excellent. So if I turn on the robot, I'm only using a PlayStation hand controller to do this. So let's turn so that's the controller on. So if you notice, as I turn one way, look, the camera is locating the RQ code. Let's turn the other way. Just lost the lock there a bit. And go forward a little bit to try and get closer to it. And you see that's tracking that in real time, 30 frames a second on there. One of the great things about this little robot actually is the Mechanum wheels. So this is really good fun to play with. So it goes sideways as well, and it can also go diagonal, so it's going to be quite useful in that camera tracking that. But look at that camera, just move these out of the way, look at that camera trying to keep that in the central location all the way through to wherever the vehicle's going. So quite a bit of fun that.